Sunny skies shining down on a golden Sunday afternoon in Portugal. The WSL Pro Ericira wraps up, concluding things heat number 18, Vasco Ribeiro. The Portuguese in red, looking resplendent, looking good value for first place. Taken along with him into the next round, Cooper Chapman of Australia. Well surfed heat from him. We will see Josh Muniz and Gaspar Larsson bow out. And that's going to wrap things up for the day as our drone will fly high over the valley here at Ribeira de Las, which has provided a beautiful scene for competition. Our fans just lapping this up. Really enjoyable. Great place to come down and watch. And of course, not too shoddy to watch online as well. We do thank you for joining us wherever you are around the world. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. And it's not over yet. The heats may have wrapped up, but we've got a post-show to bring you. We've got top 5 moments of the day. We've got EDP Ride of the Day. We've brought Ben Mundy back in. And, mate, overall, I like sort of concise takeaway from you, mate, from a big day of action. How are you feeling? What's your vibes?
Oh, I thought it was,
I said concise.
Consistent. Consistent. I thought today it was moments of brilliance, but generally it was just a lot of hard nails competitors surfing very well, I would say, if I kept it concise, Paul.
And Peter, how did you feel about the way things went down today? We were expecting big performances, we got them.
Yeah, we did, and I mean, I always like to really dissect the judging, and being that that's something that's important to me, and I focused directly on that, and I think the judges nailed it today. In my eyes, there was no real true mistakes. I think that all the surfers that deserve to make it, in my eyes, were there, and I think that that's important. Definitely for the first day of competition at this break, there's a moment of trying to, I'm being less concise, sorry, but it was one of...
Forget the massive turns. It's more about the judging's being your main thing today.
I like to look at that. I think it's important, especially at this level of the Challenger Series, and there also was a vibe that those judges carried, which high impact, critical moves, whether they were just single moves, were rewarded greatly.
And, we like to gush about Portugal for a number of reasons. There's always quite a lot of talk about fish restaurants and stuff like that. But I think the real star is the surf, which never really lets us down. It's kind of pumped all day.
Absolutely, and this wave is it gives everyone an equal opportunity. You can't, the waves come consistently, the sets come through, there's enough opportunity. You've only got yourself to blame if you don't win out there, which I really love.
Wow, our attention's turned to a top 5 moments of the day. There's been a lot of highlights to pick from. We have gone through and picked out 5. And as we thought, just in terms of that swell ramping up, the ideal tide, the middle part of the day brought us some real juicy moments. And our first one of those 5, let's stick back to Zeke Lau and his performance.
And I'm just thinking about, this is where, in a prime example, where the judges was about high impact moves. I mean, there's plenty of surfers that were able to put flow together and stuff, but he really exemplified that high impact in the lip types of moves that got rewarded, and that's why he got the the advancement out of this heat. And he's one to watch here.
14.10 total. Big numbers from Zeke Lau, a big man, and really talked in his interview. He'll be getting a few wildcard spots from Ultimate Surfer, but really looking to secure a legit spot on tour. He'll feel his surfing merits a place up there, and he certainly looked true to that today. Number 4, Jacob Wilcox.
Yeah, Jacob, talk about high impact moves like Pete just said, and he did that. He was just played a really smart heat, Jacob, I thought. He bided his time. Even that, he just steps on the back foot, just waits, showed his bit of patience, a bit of composure, and that sort of summed up his whole kind of heat. He waited his time, bided his time, then cracked it when it mattered, and he got some big points because of it. So, yeah, really impressive from the Western Australian. This backhand attack, it's a point of difference. We've seen some winners over the years. I know Ryan Callahan did well winning here. Gabriel Medina has performed well here. So, it's just that point of difference. You get a bit more vertical, and I think that suits Jacob. He's also done well here in the past. So, yeah, a bit of a dark horse, but I'd keep your eye on him for sure.
Jacob as well, no stranger to the power. Hailing from West Oz, looked very much at home. And how about the performance from Dylan Moffat?
Wow. I mean, look at the commitment to that maneuver there. I mean, this is the North Narrabeen surfer. And he talked about his boss, the Iceman. That was funny.
My favorite interview of the day.
Right? It was pretty good. I mean, he talked about that. It's like, hey, this is my boss, and he gave him a good shout out. But, I mean, his surfing was one of the top of the day. Matter of fact, it was the highest heat total of the day, 15.93. That one turn earned him an 8.93. He had it backed up. This is the 7.0. So great performance from Dylan Moffat, hitting himself into the top 5.
great stuff from the Aussie. Meanwhile, think about number 2 and Nat Young, the veteran, the goofy foot, a massive 9 points.
Yeah, this is the highest scoring wave of the day, and since you go from Dylan, one of the sort of young and up-and-coming stars, to Nat, who's had so much CT experience, and that just shows when it mattered, he just absolutely hammered that lip. He's got such a good backhand, as we well know, and it feels fresh. He's been away for a while, and he comes back and he's looking strong.
And of course, let's think our number 1 moment of the day, this clash between Hiroto Ohara and Ito Ferreira.
Yeah, now Hiroto coming out with the win. It was a very early lead given by Ito Ferreira. It was an 8-point ride. He was able to back it up, went left, actually had one of the only lefts that ended up in the top 2 scoring line. So Italo was in the lead throughout the entire heat, but Hiroto never gave up. He ended up finding himself in the win. I mean, what is that? You beat a world champion today.
Yeah, it matters. And it's surprising that a goofy footer went left, and one of the only lefts of the day, wasn't it? That was a shock to the system. But yeah, it just shows how adaptable he is. He doesn't. Yeah, anything's open to Italo. Any wave, any time, doesn't lock himself into a plan, because when you've got that in your locker, it doesn't matter.
I mean, he can do it on any section at any time. He can do it backside or forehand as well, but ultimately he found his way into that one. But Hiroto, he never really gave up in this heat. This is a great linkage that he had on this wave that actually gave him the lead, I believe, at this point. But look at this just compressed approach. Great style, attacking the lip, and came out of this one as a number 1 in the heat, got the interview. And that's always good for your confidence when you take out a world champion.
Yeah, exactly. And this was his next wave. So as soon as he got that sort of rhythm clicked in, as it happens out in this wave, you've got to get in the flow of it. And once he had that sort of confidence, he did this, and it was just a bit better and a bit stronger, and he was stoked. And yeah, he beat the world 2019 world champion. So what a performance.
A great day of competition at the WSL Pro Ericeira. Some big scores, massive performances, power surfing matching the power on offer from the Atlantic Ocean, and one man who generally tends to match the power of this wave and many others. His name's Vasco Ribeiro. He won the last heat of the day, and he's standing by with Joanna Garnell.
Yeah, Paul, that's right. Congratulations, Vasco. That was a long wait, but certainly paid off.
Yeah, sure. I hate to be the last hit of the day. Once you see all these hits, all these amazing performances, and you gotta wait for your turn, but you know, it paid off. The waves are great. It's good to be surfing home with everyone watching, and yeah, it's good. It's done.
And are you going to go for a free surf?
No, it's done. Now I'm off with my daughters to go somewhere, have a dinner, and tomorrow we'll be back.
So you're taking the relaxed side on the competition?
Yeah, it's late. I don't know, it's almost 6, so I'm just going to relax. I was the whole day here watching, so I'm pretty tired, and that's it, back home.
Well, say a few words in Portuguese.
Só agradecer mais aqui às pessoas todas que estão aqui na praia, que foi incrível. Eu o dia todo à espera, mas pronto, está feito, para uma round já está.
Obrigada, thank you, and back to you guys.
All right, great stuff from Vasco Ribeiro. Thanks, Joanna. And a way to close out the day with a big performance from one of our local heroes. Of course, we haven't seen Fred Moraes in action. We had him in for the morning show on day 1 of our waiting period. Look forward to seeing him. We've got a 7:35 call tomorrow, but before we turn for tomorrow, let's think about the EDP ride of the day. And Ben, it's going out to your compatriot, Dylan Moffat.
Yeah, a single turn, and it's great to see a single moment to sort of blow the whole competition apart. And this is the one that it gave that involuntary when you saw it. It really got you excited. And I think you know, there were some great performances, but I think this one turn kind of summed up what this event is capable of, and where we're gonna. It's only going to get better from here. But this was electric.
Literally electric EDP, right? I mean, watch that. I mean, it's a very Dane Reynolds. You remember that type of move that he did at Haleiwa? Very similar to that. I mean, just high impact. I mean, he threw everything at it. Really cool to see.
Yeah, and yeah, it was great. It was just a great performance, and from a sort of one of those unknown goes that we don't know a whole lot about. And then your chat, you find these stories about these people. They've all got great stories, and when it comes with great moves, well, it's box office, isn't it?
Right, it is. That's why we watch competitive surfing.
A great day of competition. We thank you for joining us online. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We got a call tomorrow morning, 7:35. It just cast our minds towards that forecast that we've been talking about. We're pretty confident about. So that's going to be pretty good tomorrow. We're thinking better than today.
Yeah, well, Travis Logie, he explained it well. He's going to be here. He loves, once he gets the momentum going, that ball starts turning. It's pretty hard to stop it. I mean, especially with Travis. And expected good conditions tomorrow. Surfline forecast saying no worries. We're going to have surf again in the morning with better conditions, nice smooth in the morning, hopefully. We'll get some breeze in the afternoon as we generally do, but it doesn't seem to affect the performances at all, does it?
No, absolutely. And, we see Ribeiro, we generally kind of associate this with more of a power surfing kind of line, but we will see a little bit of progression as well. Italo bringing it today, and there are those wild sort of factors out there. Let's see what happens.
Well, Kanoa Igarashi, for example, he's done some big airs here before, so it's going to be it's on. We've got so many good days of surfing coming. I can't wait.
Fingers crossed.
7:35 a.m. call tomorrow morning. We're going to send you out with a highlights package from a big day of competition here, Whistler Pro Ericeira. Thanks for tuning in. WorldSurfLeague.com. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.